Andrew Tate, the British influencer, built his entire identity around one message: escape the system, become rich, and never live an average life. For millions of young men around the world, he wasn't just an influencer. He was a symbol of rebellion. He represented the idea that anyone could rise from nothing, make millions, and live without limits. He showed himself surrounded by supercars, private jets, luxury watches, and expensive mansions. He spoke with complete confidence, telling his audience that the traditional path of school, jobs, and working for someone else was a trap designed to keep them poor. But out of nowhere, Andrew Tate suddenly went from being the internet's loudest symbol of masculinity to becoming one of the most banned, investigated, and controversial figures in the world. Governments opened criminal investigations. Social media platforms and countries banned him. Lawsuits piled up. Former fans began to question everything. What once looked like total control slowly began turning into a global legal fight that could dismantle the empire he created. Long before he became one of the most talked about figures on the internet, Andrew Tate lived a very different life. He was born in December 1986. His full name is Emery Andrew Tate. His father was an American who served in the United States Air Force and was also a highly skilled chess master. His mother worked ordinary jobs to support the family. After his parents divorced, Tate moved with his mother to Luton, England. Life there was not easy. Tate and his brother Tristan have both spoken openly about growing up with very little money. They described moments where they struggled to afford basic things. In interviews, they recalled going into fast food restaurants and collecting leftover food that other people had abandoned, taking it home, and saving it to eat later. Those experiences shaped how Andrew Tate saw the world. He developed a deep fear of being poor again. He became obsessed with the idea of wealth, power, and independence. He refused to accept an average life. Tate first pursued kickboxing. He trained intensely and eventually became a four-time world kickboxing champion. The sport gave him discipline, confidence, and recognition. But kickboxing alone could not give him the level of wealth he wanted. Fighting had limits. Fame in sports fades quickly, and income is never guaranteed. He needed something bigger. That opportunity came through the internet.
I'm Andrew Tate, I'm 29 years old, and
In 2016, Andrew Tate appeared on the British reality show Big Brother. For many people, this was their first time seeing him. But his time on the show was extremely short. He was removed after only 6 days when a video surfaced that appeared to show him hitting a woman. Tate immediately denied wrongdoing. He claimed the video was edited and said it was being used to damage his reputation. Regardless of his explanation, the damage was done. His removal from the show could have ended his public career before it even began. Instead, it became the beginning of something else. Andrew Tate turned to social media. Unlike traditional celebrities, he didn't rely on television or movies. He used platforms like YouTube, Twitter, and later TikTok to build his own audience. He understood something important about the internet. Attention is power. He didn't try to be liked by everyone. He focused on being impossible to ignore. His videos showed a life most people could only dream about. He filmed himself driving Bugattis, flying on private jets, smoking cigars in luxury villas, and speaking about money as if it were unlimited. He presented himself as living proof that his mindset worked. Millions of people watched. Millions listened. Millions believed him. Soon, Andrew Tate wasn't just posting videos. He was selling something much bigger. He launched Hustlers University. Hustlers University was presented as an online education platform. It promised to teach people how to make money outside traditional jobs.
And making money online nowadays is far more popular than it was even 8 years ago.
Instead of working for a salary, Tate claimed students could learn modern ways to earn income using the internet. The courses included topics like copywriting, cryptocurrency trading, freelancing, e-commerce, and investing. The message was simple: you don't need school. You don't need a boss. You just need the right knowledge. Students paid a monthly subscription fee to join. Once inside, they gained access to private chat rooms, lessons, and mentors. The platform created a sense of community. Members felt like they were part of something exclusive. But Hustlers University was more than just education. It was a system designed to grow itself. Members were encouraged to promote Andrew Tate's content online. They reposted his videos, shared his quotes, and spread his message across social media. This created a powerful cycle. The more people shared Tate's content, the more famous he became. The more famous he became, the more people joined Hustlers University. His influence exploded. On TikTok, videos connected to Andrew Tate were viewed billions of times. His name spread faster than almost any influencer before him. Young men, especially teenagers, became his core audience. Many of them felt lost. They felt frustrated with their lives. They wanted success, but didn't know how to achieve it. Andrew Tate offered answers. He spoke with certainty. He spoke like someone who had already won. To his followers, he wasn't just teaching money. He was teaching identity. He told them to reject weakness. He told them to reject average thinking. He told them they were capable of more. But his rise also created growing concern. Teachers in schools began noticing changes in their students. Boys started repeating Tate's words. They admired his lifestyle. They saw him as a role model. Schools in countries like the United Kingdom and Australia began taking the situation seriously. Some schools held assemblies. Others sent letters to parents warning them about Tate's influence. Authorities began paying attention too. Law enforcement officials warned that Tate's influence was spreading quickly among young men. They feared that his ideas could shape how an entire generation saw relationships, success, and power. At the same time, Andrew Tate continued expanding his business empire. Hustlers University was generating massive revenue. Blockchain analysis showed the platform had received millions of dollars in cryptocurrency payments. The system was working exactly as he designed it. He later rebranded the platform as The Real World, continuing the same model under a different name. He also created a private network called The War Room, an exclusive and expensive membership group costing thousands of dollars to join. Everything about Tate's brand was built around exclusivity. Access was limited, membership felt special, and scarcity increased demand. But Andrew Tate's fame wasn't built only on business. It was built on controversy. He openly described himself using words that shocked many people. In interviews, he made statements about women that sparked intense debate. Some viewers saw him as brutally honest. Others saw him as dangerous. Social media platforms began responding. Major platforms including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok eventually banned him. Their message was clear. They believed his content crossed the line. But banning Andrew Tate didn't erase him. It made him even more famous. Clips of his interviews continued spreading. His followers reposted his videos faster than platforms could remove them. His influence grew beyond social media. It became cultural. By this point, Andrew Tate had transformed from a former kickboxer into something much bigger. He became a global symbol. At the height of his power, Andrew Tate looked untouchable. He had millions of followers. His courses were generating enormous income. His lifestyle was broadcast daily to the world. He spoke like someone who had beaten the system and escaped consequences. But everything began to change in December 2022. Authorities in Romania detained Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate as part of a major criminal investigation. The arrest happened in Bucharest, the country where the Tate brothers had been living and operating their businesses. For years, Tate had presented Romania as the perfect place for freedom. He openly said he preferred living there. He described it as a country where he could live without restrictions and build his empire without interference. But now, the same country became the center of his biggest crisis. Prosecutors accused Andrew Tate, his brother, and several other suspects of serious crimes, including trafficking and forming an organized crime group. These accusations immediately shocked his audience. The man who had spent years talking about control, power, and dominance was suddenly the one being controlled. He was taken into custody. News of the arrest spread across the world within hours. Headlines appeared everywhere. His supporters rushed to defend him. His critics saw it as the moment they had been expecting. Tate denied everything. His legal team released statements saying he was innocent. They described the situation as an attack on his reputation. They insisted he would clear his name. But the investigation didn't disappear. It grew. Romanian authorities continued examining evidence, financial records, and witness statements.
Why would that be your own email address, Greta? Strange.
Shortly before he was first arrested in December 2022, he engaged in a row with environmental activist Greta Thunberg on Twitter that went viral on X. In June 2023, prosecutors officially charged Andrew Tate and the other suspects. The charges meant the case was no longer just an investigation. It had become a full legal battle. Tate was eventually moved from jail into house arrest, but his freedom was still restricted. He could not leave the country freely. His movements were monitored. The lifestyle he had proudly displayed, private jets, international travel, unlimited movement, was suddenly replaced with limitations. For someone who built his identity around absolute freedom, this was a devastating shift. But legal trouble wasn't limited to Romania. Problems were also growing in the United Kingdom. British authorities had been investigating Andrew Tate and his brother separately. They accused the brothers of failing to pay taxes on massive earnings from their online businesses. A British court ruled that police could seize more than £2 million from them. The money was connected to over £21 million in revenue that had allegedly gone untaxed. This ruling struck at the core of Tate's image. He had built his brand on financial mastery. He taught people how to escape financial systems. He presented himself as someone who understood money better than anyone else. Now, governments were accusing him of breaking financial rules. Once again, Tate denied wrongdoing. He called the ruling unfair. He described it as part of a coordinated effort against him. But the pattern was becoming clear. Legal pressure was building from multiple directions. At the same time, his business empire faced growing scrutiny. Hustlers University had once been seen as a revolutionary education platform. It promised financial independence. It promised escape from traditional jobs. It promised transformation. But critics began questioning what it actually delivered. Some described it as a system that relied heavily on recruiting new members rather than providing real financial success. Others pointed out that many students were paying monthly fees without seeing meaningful results. Former members spoke about the intense culture inside the platform. They described constant pressure to promote Tate's message. They explained how students were encouraged to repost his videos, defend him online, and bring in more subscribers. This system created rapid growth, but it also created dependency. The success of Hustlers University depended heavily on Andrew Tate himself. His personality was the product. His image was the foundation. His reputation was the engine driving everything. And now, that reputation was under attack. Social media platforms had already banned him. His legal battles made the situation even worse. Companies distanced themselves. Business relationships became uncertain. The brand that once grew through constant attention now faced a different kind of attention. Negative attention. Even his past statements began resurfacing.
Only cheat if he loves someone else. If I have a woman who I truly love.
Old interviews were shared again. Old videos were reposted. Comments that once attracted loyal followers now attracted criticism from a wider audience. His influence on young men became a major concern for governments and educators. Schools had already warned parents. Authorities had already issued public statements. Now, with criminal charges involved, those concerns intensified. Andrew Tate was no longer just an influencer. He had become a global controversy. At the same time, details about his business operations received renewed scrutiny. In previous interviews, Tate had openly described how he made money through webcam businesses. He explained how women would communicate with men online, and those men would pay money during conversations. Old interviews were shared again. Old videos were reposted. Comments that once attracted loyal followers now attracted criticism from a wider audience. His influence on young men became a major concern for governments and educators. Schools had already warned parents. Authorities had already issued public statements. Now, with criminal charges involved, those concerns intensified. Andrew Tate was no longer just an influencer. He had become a global controversy. At the same time, details about his business operations received renewed scrutiny. In previous interviews, Tate had openly described how he made money through webcam businesses. He explained how women would communicate with men online, and those men would pay money during conversations.
Real selling your time for money hour by hour that teaches you the value of things.
His brother Tristan Tate even admitted in an interview that many customers believed they were speaking to women directly, when in reality, it was part of a larger business system. These statements, once ignored or overlooked, were now re-examined under a different lens. The image of a self-made entrepreneur began to look more complicated. Public perception began shifting. Supporters remained loyal. They believed he was being targeted unfairly. They believed he would win his legal battles. But others began distancing themselves. Doubt spread. This was the time he started his rebranding efforts, from Hustlers University to a new platform called The Real World. The name change allowed him to continue operating while separating from the controversy surrounding the original brand. The War Room, his private and expensive membership network, remained active as well. It promised exclusive access, elite networking, and deeper involvement in Tate's philosophy. But the damage to his image had already begun. His influence didn't disappear overnight, but it was no longer unstoppable. Then came another major moment. In early 2024, courts ruled that Andrew Tate and his brother could leave Romania under specific conditions. For a brief moment, it appeared that his legal restrictions were easing, but prosecutors quickly challenged the decision. The legal battle continued. At the same time, new civil cases emerged in the United Kingdom. Multiple individuals filed lawsuits seeking damages related to allegations against Tate. Each new case added more uncertainty. Each new headline weakened the image of complete control he had built. Even financially, the situation became more complex. Frozen bank accounts limited access to funds. Legal expenses grew. Court battles required time, attention, and resources. The empire that once appeared limitless was now facing real limits. But the most significant damage wasn't financial. It was psychological. Andrew Tate's brand depended on perception. He presented himself as undefeated. He presented himself as beyond consequences. He presented himself as a man who always wins. Legal battles challenged that image. Restrictions challenged that image. Uncertainty challenged that image. For the first time, his future was unclear. And yet, his influence remained. Even while facing charges, even while restricted, millions of people continued watching him. His interviews still gained attention. His words still spread online. Because Andrew Tate had built something bigger than just a business. He built a belief system. To his followers, he represented escape from weakness. To his critics, he represented the dangers of unchecked influence. Today, Andrew Tate's story is still unfolding. What do you think? Leave a comment below.